healthcare, and for a long time.
Yeah.
And in a brief moment that I've spoken with her, I kind of related some of the issues that I had with my mom, may she rest in peace, about the caregiving issues that Filipinos, American children come across in taking care of their elderly or their parents who have dementia. So she has great information to share with you. So anyways,
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you, Doc. You know, thank you for having me. I thought it's 2 o'clock. You know what else? But so much traffic, but I am honored and feeling privileged to, you know, talk to you guys. My name is Samson. I'm a geriatric care manager. To talk to you about dementia. We usually have a workshop called Dementia Up Close and Personal. It's a 1.5-hour workshop. If you will be interested, you get slices of this today and it's going to interest you tomorrow. We have one in Torrance. You are invited, we still have some seats available. And that's the one that I do as part of our advocacy for dementia. I am the CEO and founder of American Geriatric. We are a full-service geriatric care management company. When you say full service, we're not just caregiving, it's only 1/3. What we do is health coordination or case management, the professional caregiving, and 3, which makes us different from just a regular caregiving agency, is the family dynamic support. What do you mean by family dynamic support? You have 5 children with 5 different opinions on what to do with you when you get out of the hospital. One says, she goes to nursing home. One says, no, she's going to stay here. One says, no, I'm going to move in. And they have all these issues that, hey, Mary is the one giving the money, the other, but she doesn't have the time. The other sister is, you know, she's the one staying. My life is taking a backseat because I'll be the caregiver. And here comes the other one who will not say anything but will not do anything too. You know, those are the dramas that goes with it. However, part of our job is to help families go through that very confusing network, aging network. When you need a caregiver, you can call us, thank you. But we do not expect you, we do not go to you in order for you to hire us. It's a part of the advocacy. As I said, dementia is the worst kind of disease or illness that could affect a person. I'm not saying it's better to have cancer, but I'm saying that cancer, you lose your body, but you still have yourself. But dementia, you forget who you are. You forget who your family is. You forget, eventually, your body or your brain forgets how to breathe and how to swallow. And if the family doesn't know anything about dementia, it will destroy relationships. One example that I could say is, again, Mary. She has 2 children, like Mary is the eldest daughter, and you have Dorothy as the second daughter, and we have, say for example, the senior. And Mama would tell Mary, you know what? Dorothy is starving me. And here you are, she would say, she's not feeding me. And you know what? She's not even paying attention to what I say. She tells that to your sister, and your sisters call you and say, hey, what are you doing to Mom? How could you be so angry? And you guys start fighting. Because your sister, or you yourself, don't know dementia. Dementia, I'll go back to the answer to that later. Another question I want to pose to you is that, how if your mom tells you, you're stealing my money? Where did you put all my money? I'm going to tell your sister or your brothers that you are stealing from me. Or again, you are starving. I'll tell you later how to answer that. What is the answer? But dementia, we have a video for that actually, but here I want to just tell you about it. Dementia is this big brain. Oh no, a normal brain. dementia is this. The brain shrinks. Dementia is brain failure because the brain shrinks. When the brain shrinks, so goes are the memories. And the first to go is the short-term memory. So mama will remember what she ate when she was in high school having a date with your dad. She will forget what you just fed her. So when she tells your sister, hey, you know, she is starving me. You think she's lying? No, she's not. That is her reality. You can say, I just fed you. You want me to let you sign a paper every time you eat to prove that I'm not starving you? Mom would always forget because it's just like the data bounces back. She cannot recall. She will not remember. So when she tells you, you did not feed me, or I'm hungry, why you did not give me my lunch? It's not because she's making it up. It's her brain. Her brain cannot absorb new memories anymore. And with dementia, she will not understand why you are giving her reality. Say, for example, mom looks at the window. You just came in, you gave her a walk. It was a sunny afternoon, and then she looks at the window and she says, oh, it's raining cats and dogs. And you look at her like, what? Mom, we just came from outside. It was so sunny. But she's telling you it's raining. She's seeing rain. And then you will tell her, Mom, in a very nice way, Mom, look, there's the rain. Politely you tell her, give her the reality that, hey, we just came in. And remember, we walked. Actually, that's the worst thing you can do. Reality orientation has no business in dementia care. Why am I saying this? It's because when your mom says it's raining cats and dogs, it is because that's how her brain is processing what the eyes is seeing. So if you tell her, no mom, even the most polite, nice way, she will look at you and she will say, you think I'm lying, huh? That's your mom's reality. That's the senior's reality. And then you're now contradicting her. So what will be in her brain? She would say, so you think I'm lying? You think I'm making this up? Now, mom is mad at you and will just dismiss you. Others, they will engage into a shouting match with you. They can be combative and agitated. Others, seniors, what they do is they just keep quiet. They would just bring that in here. Because they would say, my daughter or whoever is taking care of her is thinking, I'm lying. They think I'm an invalid and I'm out of my mind. So what? Rather than engage into a conversation, mama doesn't have any energy to fight a battle with you. She will keep quiet. But it's here. And actually, they forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. The feelings leaves an imprint into the heart of people with dementia. There are a lot of kinds of dementia. We have vascular, like those having strokes, and then we have those combination of Parkinson's, I forgot that one, the one that Robin Williams had. But generally, what I can teach you, we're discussing here is how to talk to them. You can always go to the internet and it's like, what is dementia? There will be videos, explanation. They'll tell you that. What I'm teaching you right now is something I learned. Maybe you guys, if you want to know more, Tipa Snow. Tipa Snow is the #1 trainer with dementia. Because she just doesn't teach about dementia, the language. Half of what I'm telling you now, or maybe you could learn from our dementia up close and personal, are actual experiences, and the one I learned from Tipa. It's just coming out, you know. Am I talking too fast?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. with dementia, some people would like to say they don't know about the reality orientation. They don't know that you cannot contradict. If mom says, this is white, even though it's red, yes, it's white. Because of that principle that you have to see every situation from her perspective. If, say for example, again, if you contradict them, no reality orientation and see every situation from their perspective. There are a lot of ways to talk to them. One way is always looking where it's coming from. If mom suddenly gets mad, it's not because, oh, she feels like she's getting mad today. It's coming from somewhere. It is something, it is triggered by something. Say, for example, we have a client, suddenly she's a very nice lady. She used to be a former teacher, LAUSD, and she taught grade school. And suddenly she was so mad that we don't know why. Just like she was so agitated because the brain is starting to fail. She cannot articulate, she has aphasia. She cannot articulate what she wants to say. But she was so mad. Where's it coming from? So we checked her blood pressure, it's elevated. We checked her her sugar, it's kind of a little bit high, but she's not like that. So as a caregiver for her, or maybe for your mom, if that happens, try to like imaginary go like, where is this coming from? Well, what we found out is that she just watched, because the TV is on, and we're not paying attention. The TV is showing the Sandy Cook, you know, wherein the kids were massacred. And she used to be a teacher of grade school. So it's not just that, so make sure that every time there's something happening or somebody's agitated, it's coming from somewhere. It doesn't just come like that. Another instance is Alex. One of our clients, and in the morning, he keeps on shouting, like so agitated. Like, why is he so agitated? But, you know, the caregiver comes in the morning, sits up Alex, and then would tell Alex, okay, Alex, stay there. I'm gonna fix the bathroom. You know, because he's going to be cleaned up. But Alex, while sitting down there, is screaming, and even the neighbors can hear. So they're saying, hey, Ellen, he's so agitated. Maybe we have to give him lorazepam. That's the easiest way to silence them, according to the medical field. Give them lorazepam, and they shut up, which is very bad. Me, myself personally, I'm not an advocate for just giving pills. Because sometimes the agitation is coming from the environment and how they are being treated. I'll talk to you later about nursing homes. So, we went there, checked, where is this coming from? We saw Alex, the usual, and we watched. Why is he mad? And then, suddenly it dawned on us. The caregiver arrives because he is actually servicing other clients. You know, actually she's so pumped up when she comes in, she's warm. Alex, she's going to get up Alex, make him sit down on the edge of the bed, and then Alex is wet. And the temperature is actually on the 70s. For a senior, you know, at night, that's okay, 70 going, but the thermostat is not on auto. So the caregiver doesn't realize that Alex is screaming because he's saying, hey, damn you, I'm very cold. And Alex has aphasia. His brain cannot articulate tell his mouth on how to articulate what he wants to say. Alex is cold. Put yourself, we told the caregiver, put yourself in his shoes. You are wet, you are sore, and here comes a caregiver saying, good morning, Alex, with all the smile, and makes you sit down, and then while she's doing her work. But Alex is already cold. That's why he kept screaming. So what did we do? We put in the plan of care, adjust to 75 and get a warm blanket and drape it all over him so that he will be comfortable. After we did that, Alex was waiting, smiling for his bath. That's the reason why every time he's so cold and they're gonna bring him to the bathroom, he kept kept on resisting. Because I'm so cold. Why are you dragging me to another cold part of this room? That story just goes to show it's coming from somewhere. They will not just, they will not just scream, they will not just any agitation. Who here is taking care of their parents?
Occasionally.
Yeah. Yes. Was. Yeah. Okay. Usually, we as, there's some seniors here too, those who you took care of your mom or what, or for the seniors, we're getting there. They always ask me, Ellen, how do you prepare for dementia? I always say, number one, I made this up because my experience. Because they always say, oh, you know what, you have to just draw your will, do this. This is actually what we saw on the floor. Number one, be healthy. That's the number one. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, you are a candidate.
Oh, great.
I have the three. Actually, I don't have high cholesterol, but I have diabetes. We should be healthy because with high blood pressure and with diabetes, they're always married for a stroke. And vascular dementia is brought about by high blood pressure. And, scientific facts lead that most of those with diabetes have a tendency to have high blood pressure. At the same time, if you already know that diabetes and high blood pressure run in your family, or if mom had dementia, you're more likely to get it. Mm-hmm. There is no cure for dementia. Yeah, there's treatments, and using the right approach and language would make their lives easier. Number two, who here has watched the movie The Notebook? For those who haven't watched it, you're missing half of your life. That's one of the best movies that we can address or recommend for dementia. So why The Notebook? Because one of the ways to handle or prepare for dementia is writing down the happy moments of your life. Happy only. Don't put, memorable, distinguishable, no. Because those memorable might have some lonely moments. Only happy. Only happy, like you were happy when you had it. Now you still have it? Do it now. Start writing. Start making blogs. You know why? Eventually, when you have it, that is the place where your caregivers or family are going to bring you. Say, for example, eventually, you were so agitated because you saw Sandy Hook. The caregiver, the family who's trained, will say, oh yeah, that's bad. But you know what? You come here, let's take a look at this. And they'll show you your notebook, the happy moments. They will redirect you to the happy moments so you don't get stuck into that agitation. That the notebook will be your memory when you lose it. Number three, save. Because home care is so expensive that right now, it's only the rich or those who really ultra prepared for it can afford home care. Because right now, home care, if somebody, just in passing about home care, a lot of the registered, where the licensed home care are having a big competition from direct contractors. Those people who go to you guys as caregivers, that's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just have to make sure that when you hire private contractors, they are registered with the state. They have to be registered because if their names are not in the registry, it means they're not fingerprinted. They're not fingerprinted. You have to protect yourself. One more. They can be cheap, but eventually, not all. There's some. We're actually tracking them down. That they go to you, They say, oh, you know what? I'll just charge you $13 an hour, or I'll give you a cheap rate. And then after maybe 3 years, they're not coming up your expectation and you want to get rid of them. They say, you can't do that. Because you know what? I'll sue you. You're not paying my workman's comp, you didn't pay my overtime, and you are going to be in court and pay the whole inheritance that you're going to leave because you did not pay for overtime and workman's comp. These are the things, there are those who are good, but just make sure that you have options. The only reason why we are in business, our home care, is because we protect you. They are our employees. And if
Chip on the cord.
yeah. So if you want something about that, we could give you some data or what, but protect yourself when you get home care companies or home care aides. Protect yourself. And so, okay, home care is very, so we have number 1, be healthy, the notebook. Number 3, save for home care. Number 5, if you do not have, if you right now, if you don't have the capacity to save, commit yourself to buying life insurance. Not the life insurance that you will die in order to get it. You know, because that was the old concept of insurance. You have to, you know what, be 6 feet below the ground or stop breathing before you can get your life insurance coverage. Now, there are a lot of insurance companies now that when your life insurance converts to long-term care. When you get sick, you have like a critical illness or a chronic illness or you're terminal, you can now get your money so that you can use it for home care. Yeah, that's the kind of insurance right now. You can research about it, you know. So that's number 4. And number 5, your paperwork. Make sure that Uncle Sam will not take over your future when you start having dementia and you don't have any power of attorney for health care. Because if there's no one in place, the state or adult protective services will tell you where you go. You know, it's not going to be your family. It's going to be the state. So make sure that you have, you know, prepared for that. Okay, I would like to ask for a volunteer. No, well, Dot, come here. You volunteer.
Yay,
So I want to
Dot.
show you guys on how you talk to somebody with dementia. Okay, let's get a chair. Okay, Dot. Okay. Okay. Usually, people with dementia have problems with their eyes. You know, sometimes they have, how do you call this? Macular degeneration. We have macular degeneration, we have glaucoma. So, let me do this. I am going to, like, I'm the caregiver, or I'm the daughter, and I would say, hey mama, you know, hey mama, and I would just like, oh no, not the mama, because you can still recognize, a caregiver, say for example, and I would go straight, oh, before we go down, you first guys, sorry, we're talking about, okay. Let's do this. When you have macular degeneration or you're a senior, let's all do this, the goggles. Can you please do that? Okay, goggles. Okay, see, with goggles you can still see this a little bit, isn't it? You can see the sides. Okay, take it down. If you don't have it, you can see 360. But with goggles you can see almost the sides. Now, say for example, that's the glaucoma. Now you have macular degeneration. Let's do this. Can you see the sides? No. You can't see any. You can see only on your front. Now, say for example, body, yeah, yes, that. And I'm going to go straight here like, how are you? And my face is in front. You went straight to her. She can only see your face. No matter if you're the daughter or you're the son or what. That's so scary. And, can you please stand up right here? See, with your, and And I go straight and I will just like, hey mom, see? Because you know what? You saw she's wet. And her pants are falling down. So you know what? You pick it up. So they do this. It is the thing is you're startling them because they don't know where you're going to touch them. And they feel violated. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you, when you go in? There's another one. Mom, she's asleep. No, just like that. And let's say, for example, she is lying down on the bed. And I will tell her, hey mom, it's time to wake up. I will look down at her and tell her it's time to wake up. And then she would say, I don't want to get up. Mom, what do you want for breakfast? And you will recite the whole menu. And you will tell her, what do you want to wear? And I'll open the whole closet. And she will say, for somebody with dementia, that is so startling. That is so scary. So what will she do? She will just back up. No, I will not do anything. I will not say anything. Okay? So, okay, thank you, my dear.
Yay, God.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. That is, some caregivers do that. You know, we always teach our caregivers to make sure that, before you go in there, you don't startle the client. Looking at that, put yourself in their shoes. The senior who has dementia. Here you are. Who the hell are you telling me to wake up? I'm under retirement. I am sore. I have pain. I'm hungry. I don't know what to say. You don't understand me, and you're telling me to wake up? The first thing you have to do actually is to protect yourself. Because we have a lot. Our caregivers, they can't go to us telling them that, hey, you know what? See, I have a black and blue. No, that's your fault as a caregiver. You don't know how to duck. Because these people have problems already. So you do not make sure that's always arm's length. And when you go talk to mom, never do it this way. Looking down. Go down. Eye level. So they don't feel threatened. Okay? One more. There are a lot of, I could say, okay, one more case study about Nancy. Nancy, she's one of our clients, and one day I was sitting down in the sofa, and a caregiver, one of our caregivers came in to get her laundry, and say, hi Nancy, that's Sophia. Sophia, she did the right way, not saying that I'm here. And then she went straight to the hamper and went out. And then Nancy said, I hate that caregiver. And I said, what did she do? And she said, I don't know. I just don't want to see her again. Like, oh my gosh. So, the next day we checked. I went back and look, why is she? I asked Sophia, why? The only reason why she's mad, because every day she feels violated. Why? Because Sophia is stealing her clothes. Because Sophia did not say that, hey, I'm going to wash your clothes and I'm going to return it. She just took it like, hi, bye. And assume that Nancy will understand that she's going to wash the clothes. When Sophia gets the laundry, Marie comes in the afternoon, brings it and hands it into the dresser without Nancy knowing. So Nancy's like, when are they going to return my clothes? These are the things that gonna be a problem. Could you imagine how many seniors undergo this repeated feeling of violation, feeling of not being understood? We have some attendees for our dementia up close and personal. Some of them cry. Because you know what? They never thought that mom, when she stopped talking, it is because she already gave up. They always ask, what's the goal for the dementia up close and personal? The goal is actually to snatch a lot of very lonely seniors from dying lonely because they were never understood. Consistent agitation leads to depression, and depression leads to, a myriad of a lot of illnesses. Now, I mentioned about nursing homes. There are types where there are reasons why we bring mom to the nursing home because the resources can. But if can't, they're a risk to themselves. By the way, speaking of risk to themselves, we have who here is have seen a power of attorney for healthcare. Okay, that power of attorney for healthcare is a very important document because it defines your responsibility as the power of attorney. If mom or the senior that you signed for, is a risk to herself, like say for example, she needs care, and you didn't do it, oh, I'm so busy at work, I can't really attend to that, and you know what? She keeps on falling and she's a risk to herself. Do you know that you are liable for elder abuse under neglect? And adult protective services will come questioning you, and even that you could be liable and go to jail for that. So it's not like, oh, mom made me sign. It's a responsibility. Anyway, going back to they're a risk to themselves, going to the nursing home, you say, okay, she has to go. Actually, guys, the best place for mom is home, especially when she is already having memory issues. Because why? You bring her to a nursing home, she will be in a strange place with strangers around her who do not know her. So, they would just like, treat her just like a number. We service American geriatrics in these locations, but we've seen it. If in case you want her to be happy, if you can afford it, let her stay home. Because every nook and cranny of her apartment, even the small clutter there, or anything the color, that is tied to a memory. If you want to bring mom to a nursing home, bring her to an assisted living if she still has this. She has still that continuity. Because when she's already confused, and that's the time you move her, you will accelerate her death. Put yourself in do you want to be around strangers? And you know what? If, again, resources can, try to put her in assisted living earlier, if that's your, goal. But if in case, there's no way, because it's cheaper to bring them there. But if in case you have to bring them to a nursing home, make sure to decorate the room with pieces that she can identify that she still has a life. Like pictures of granddaughters, her favorite, pillow, or even the color of the room. As much as possible, duplicate what's at home. So that she will have, and just don't leave her there. If you have to see her every day, because you are her comfort person, and you move her out of her comfort zone. Again, I'd like to invite you tomorrow. This will be, it's much different. It's gonna be, I call it, I will bet with my head chopped off, it's a life-changing experience. If you go, it's in Lomita in Torrance. Anyway, going back, there's another group dynamics I want you to participate in. Everybody, I'm going to recite a situation which you guys could participate, and let's see. So everybody close your eyes and dream with me and listen to this story. Okay, close your eyes. So you came from work, you're going to go see mom. So you knocked at the door, excited to see her, and then when you open the door, you saw mom on the floor. And you know what? She's on the floor, and she, from the door going to her place in the living room, you could see poop all over. You can smell it, You can smell urine, and then you see mom smiling at you, about to put her fingers in her mouth with poop on it. Okay, open your eyes. What will you do? So graphic, isn't it? Yeah, been there. So it is good. And she smiled. What will you do? How would you react? She said, actually, you're right. But there is a technique. This is what you call the reset. Okay, let me put this down. If you saw her there, what's your first reaction? Like, oh my God, Mom, don't do that. And you keep on stepping on the poop all over. And your mom just gets rattled. That's the way to do it, guys, is this. So, when you open the door, like, oh, you saw it. Next thing you do, close the door and turn around. What can you do? You can't stop her from eating her poop, you know? You can't stop that. That's, you know, she's not in the right frame of mind. So what do? Close the door and, okay, guys, stand up. Let's do it. So that you can do this also for some, you know, when you're so pissed with your co-worker. Okay, let's do this. One more. Breathe in. Yeah. One more. Last time. Okay. You can do that also when you have an ask for a, you know, office worker. You're so pissed. Okay. Get it out. Breathe in and then get it out. Now, okay. So you did that like that, and then turn around. Okay, you sit down, and then open the door, and just like, hey, Mom, oh, what happened? You reset yourself. Because if you start like, oh, Mom, look what, and then you keep on, you might even fall, trip on the carpet. So, go out, just get it. It changed your perspective. You are not transferring the stress to the old lady because you reset yourself. Spare mommy from you know, like getting started. No. Okay, going back to what I did with Dot a while ago, I forgot. The next time, Dot, can you please come back? Because I want to show to them how to touch money or a senior. So you're, okay. So I'm going to introduce myself. Hey, Dot! Never ever do this because it's going to scare her. So what you do is always go to the left and extend your hand first. Because if you go straight and she gets startled, what would she do? Smack you. So go this way. Hi, Doc. Extend the hand and go to the side. See? You're here. You're protecting yourself. So here. And look at her. And, you know, sometimes when caregivers, we tell them, put on the right. If this is my badge, so you would know. See, this is the hand under hand. It's one of the most reassuring feeling. The palm of the hand. You know, the palm of the hand. That's the reason why we do this. You know, that's why maybe I'm so used to it already. I just do this. Because it is an assuring feeling. I am not startling her. Now, there's another one. She's wet. So what I'm gonna do is, Dot, oh, your pants are falling. I'll tell you, let me bring it out. And I'll put her hand where I'm going to touch her. So she will not be startled. So, yeah, that's the way you talk to them. Do not ever, ever touch them without them holding it. Okay? Thank you, Lord.
Yay.
Okay. Going back to the seniors who are going to die lonely. I always say the dementia up close and personal is free. And we always say it's free, but
Yeah, there's a payback. Dementia is one of the toughest, or Alzheimer's, because 70% of dementia cases. Dementia is the broad, what's the difference? Dementia is the umbrella. Under that are a lot of kinds of, memory issues. Now, 70% is Alzheimer's, wherein the brain is shrinking. And the short-term memory is the one that's affected. Now, the last of the dementia is actually the brain forgets how to tell the senior how to breathe or how to chew. That's why in the late stages, they pocket the food here. Not because, the kids they just, get the juice, or they just suck, or they just put them, just like monkeys. It is because the brain cannot tell. It's telling the mouth to chew, but there's not anymore. The lungs are going to shut down because they cannot breathe anymore. The last that they forget is actually their spouse. It's the spouse, Even the deepest dementia, they still remember the spouse. So, again, guys, it's free, but there's also my request with you. Talk about dementia. Keep on talking about it. When you see somebody, oh, you know what? Don't give them reality orientation. Don't mind if they tell you, shut up, we know what we're doing. But just obligate yourself to say, number one, no reality orientation. Never give them. If they say, yeah, it's raining cats and dogs, yes, it's raining cats and dogs. If they say that this is what they believe in, go ahead. Never contradict, redirect. Of course, if you have a lady who would say for example, you're in the car with a patient. I was there, I was driving, and she kept on asking the same questions 30 times in 1 minute.
Yep.
Yeah. My sister, who didn't work for us before, she said, how can you manage that? Where are we going? We are going to your bingo game. Okay. Where are we going? We're going to your bingo game. If you are not trained, you would feel like, oh my gosh, this is too much. But instead of getting mad, you have to, have mercy to this senior. Her brain is failing instead of getting mad. So when you know somebody who is giving reality orientation, or you know what, even though they don't ask, do you know that you don't have to contradict them. Just say yes always. Don't give them reality orientation. If they say, yeah, we know that, at least you did your part. Because reality orientation has no business in dementia care. Because they would think, they would feel stupid, they would feel invalid. Oh, by the way, I forgot again. You love your mom and dad so much. You love her. So you go there in her house, you will do the marketing, you will clean her house, you will cook for her, you do everything. Because you love her. You want to make things easy for her, isn't it? The question is, how is your mom processing that help? She thinks you are treating her like a baby. She's still there. She's still there. She still can do it. So ask her what she can do. Make her feel that she's still in control. Do not take over her life. It's just a tip so that you do not get, the parents don't get mad at you and they will feel useful. Because if you overtake their lives, what is there for? They feel disrespected. So make sure that, you know what, and for seniors who are here, like yesterday I had two events that I went to. I told the seniors, how do you age in place? How do you take care of yourself? Number one, write down what you want to say. Tell them what you want. If you can't say it because they keep like giving you dagger looks right away and they don't want to listen to you, write it down. Write it down as if they're not there and let them read it. It's your life. Do not let your children, if you're still there, tell them. But also listen. That you know what, because this is family, they will not do anything that would, harm you. Okay, I think I gave you the pointers. Again, please guys, when you see somebody who has a mother or what, spread the word. This is an unrelenting, the worst ever illness to be for a human being to be afflicted. Alzheimer's, dementia. There's no known cure. There's treatment. But giving the right care will save them from going lonely, save you guys from having, to fight with your sister. And I'm gonna give, I don't charge, but just, if you need another opinion, just call me. And maybe if you know me, I do this for free. I do this for free. If you know somebody like a group, they want to thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity to spread the word. Maybe with you guys, I was able to duplicate myself. Talk about it. Let's save those seniors from getting depressed and dying very lonely. So, thank you guys, and if you have questions,